So one of the things I've seen people ask in the comments is, how do you actually start a YouTube channel? A few years ago, I actually produced an online course about how to start a YouTube channel. And I don't know, after a couple of years, I just decided to take it down. But then I keep seeing the questions and people wondering about it. People like maybe you that want to start and you haven't started. So I thought, you know what? Let's pull it out, dust it off, which is kind of hard to do with digital video. I hope this helps you a lot, and there's some links and everything down in the description to check as well. So here you go, how to start a YouTube channel right now. Now, one thing I really think you need to do is before you ever start creating your channel, know the basic guidelines of what is and is not allowed. I mean, you don't want to start a channel and then just have it taken down. So one of the takeaways will be a link to the YouTube community guidelines, and you really ought to go over those before you ever start. Okay, so we are at youtube.com, and by the way, I have it on dark mode. You can change it to light mode, so it's really up to you. You want to go to sign in. Now, if you've already created a Gmail account, you would just enter your email there. If you haven't, you want to click create account. I recommend business because you can do more with it. And then you type in all your information here, first name, email address. And remember, this email address will be the email address associated with that YouTube channel. So make sure you use the one that you want associated with that channel. Okay, so now that you've signed in or created your account, whichever one, you'll come back to your YouTube channel and you'll notice it's just going to give you your initial to whatever you entered. I entered Kevin Colby. And when you want to go here, and you can go to your channel, even though we haven't really started one yet, but we can start there. So let's do that. And it's created the channel because we haven't given it a name or anything. So there's a couple of ways to get to it, but we're going to go customize channel. Okay, so I'm just going to go through each one of these briefly, just so you'll get a better idea of what everything is. And again, we're still in the dashboard. I haven't changed anything here. Content. So this is one way you can upload videos. You can come here, click content, and upload a video. And when you do, it'll go through the process. Now, you also have the option here, upload videos, go live. And there's some steps you have to do to be able to do this. Now, eventually over time, you'll have access to other things like stories and community posts. But for now, this is pretty much it. It doesn't really matter whether you do here or you do here. It's the same thing. Playlists, those are actually, just think of it as grouping a bunch of videos together, and you won't have anything there for a bit, but when you do, they will show up here. Analytics. You will get analytics on your channel, and you can also go deeper into each video. You'll be able to see everything from content. YouTube now, again, there's nothing here now, but YouTube breaks everything out now from a post to a short to a video at the time of doing this. I think even live as well. You'll see your audience, a certain amount of time, like the subscribers' watch time, the age and gender, even countries they're coming from, and research. This is fairly new. Hey there, first interruption. So one of the things that has changed is, you notice it right there. It now says inspiration. It used to say research, and it was just kind of okay. They've recently changed it to inspiration. I think it is a ton better. There's so much you can do with it. You can type in a search and other things like that. It gives you what other people are looking for. And if you're just starting out, I don't know how much of that you're going to have, but over time, it's really cool. I've done a whole different video on that. I'll link to that down below, but it's right there, and it's now called inspiration and not research. Comments. Now, right now, you don't have any comments, but eventually this is where they'll show up, hopefully, and you can filter here by different things. Contains questions, public subscribers, subscriber count. You can also go here for held for review. And this is huge because YouTube will actually put comments here that if you've said, yeah, don't put anything on with a link, if it's hateful stuff, if it's some things you've added, and they'll be here for you to decide, ooh, I don't want that, or I want to report that comment, or, they accidentally put it there and you can allow it. And then mentions, as you're on there longer, if you get mentioned on other channels, they show up there. Copyright. So this is really cool that if somebody uses your content, now it may be that they've gotten the rights to, or they did and you don't mind. YouTube is smart enough, they'll know that. They'll actually tell you exactly the channel and everything that's using your content, and you can request it to be removed if you want to. That's up to you. Okay, let's talk about monetization. Now, you're not going to have to worry about this for a while, and it could be fairly quick, or it could take a long time. But to be monetized, to be part of the YouTube Partner Program, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. It's possible. I forgot when I got monetized, but I've been monetized a while. I've been in the partner program. It's really nice. You can make AdSense dollars, and it just opens up other opportunities. But you can always check here, and they'll tell you exactly where you are. And then when you get monetized, then they'll email you and walk you through the process. And I got to say, it's pretty exciting. Now, something else I really love about YouTube, and I'll be honest, I don't use it as much as I should, but it comes with a built-in audio library, not just music, but also sound effects. Now, I'm going to strongly encourage you to read their agreement, the terms and conditions before you download it, because this is really about using audio on YouTube. So it's not about downloading this and using it somewhere else or using it in a commercial or something like that. But if you wanted to use this song right here in your video, you can download it, and it's free and there's no copyright strikes. Same things with sound effects. So just keep that in mind. You get that for free as part of your free account. When you actually start creating, this is where it will always bring you. So you're always going to start at your dashboard, which you'll notice right over here. So, and I'm using desktop. I just find desktop is easier to use. So we're going to go here to customization. Now you won't have anything here. So what I would come to is basic information. Now remember, this is where your channel name, whatever you came up with, I just called it Kevin Colby New Channel. It didn't really matter. This is where you can enter whatever information you want to. This is kind of default at this point. This is my new channel about YouTube and my life. But what I would recommend is just putting information here. It can be as little or as much as you want. Links here do not work, but you can put any information here if you have different language. This is your URL, and this cannot be changed until you get at least 100 subscribers. Okay, another update is right there. Notice it says handle. So what YouTube did is they assigned everybody a handle. It's always going to be an @ It's actually not a bad thing because it's supposed to help on people doing spoof and fake channels. You can change this as well. The default is going to be your channel name. So whatever you call it, that'll be the handle. Just know you can change it. And I think it says like you have 14 days to change it again or something like that. And it doesn't matter what channel size you are, you'll have this option as well. And then you can add links. So for example, you may want to add a link to your website, and you would just put in website right there. And then you would put the URL. And I tell you what, I will go ahead and add my link. Contact information. Don't use the email address you signed up for. Don't use your Gmail that you use to create the your channel. You don't have to use any email, but I use my business email address here because this is public and people can see it, and you never ever want that email to be shown. The important thing is when you have everything the way you want it, make sure you always hit publish. Publish is the same thing as save. Okay, a little bit about the layout here. Now, again, assuming you don't have any videos yet to upload, and I'll show you how to upload a video, you're not going to have anything here. This is the default. YouTube always makes one of your playlists. Technically, these are playlists. They make it uploads as a default on your channel. Short videos, they're just going to assume that you want to do shorts, whether you do or not. You can add sections. Again, you won't have that option yet. Sections are just nothing more than playlist and some other things you can add. Over time, you can add a trailer. So if you do a video about, hey, welcome to my channel, and we do health tips for unhealthy people or whatever, you can add that there. And then people that haven't subscribed will see that video here. And then you can add a different one for returning subscribers. You do not have to use either one of these. Sometimes I will do this if it's a newer video I want to get a little bit more traction to. And the branding tab. Now, this is where you're going to upload a couple of things, and we'll talk about that in a minute about what these specific things are. But Your picture is always going to be, it's very, very small, and it'll be beside your channel name. So if you've ever been to YouTube and you see people commenting or you're scrolling, that's what it is. If you put a logo here, be very careful because this is very small. So you want to make sure it's readable. I usually recommend your picture. And again, make sure it's not dark. You wasn't shot on a dark background. Your banner image, it's also called cover art, and they tell you how big everything should be. I would use Canva for this. You can pay somebody to have it done. There are certain things you're going to have to do to get more access on YouTube. So just create something here to get started. And the watermark is totally up to you, but you could create a file. And it's very small. And what happens is it will always appear on the videos. And if somebody hovers over it, it will launch a subscribe button. Or if you've already subscribed, it will say subscribed. All right, so let's now go to settings. And this is where you can add a lot of things to your channel to control it, to protect it. You can do this first. You don't have to do the other stuff first. In fact, maybe we should have started here, but it pretty much knows where you are, but you could change your currency if you wanted to. I'm in the US. Here's your channel. Keywords. If you want to add keywords, you could. I mean, like I'm a video creator, so I can add that. I'm a content creator. And this just kind of helps YouTube know a little bit more about your content. Beyond that, I wouldn't worry about it. Advanced settings. Now, this is very important. You need to decide, is your channel made for kids or not? If you're doing a channel made for kids, you're going to be limited in what you can do. Like you can't have comments and you can't have ads on the channel. But if it is made for kids, you need to check that. So like, for example, mine is never made for kids. Doesn't mean kids can't see it, but I am not creating content for kids. Now, if you have a Google Ads account, you want to link the account. That's free and easy to set up. I would always leave this checked. It comes undefaulted. It comes defaulted checked. I'd leave that on. This is a personal thing. Allow viewers to clip my content. So this basically allows anybody on YouTube to go in and clip, not download, but clip. I think it's up to 60 seconds. I'm not really sure, and that may have changed. And then they can share that on YouTube. The beauty is it always points back to your channel. So now let's look at feature eligibilities. And again, you may decide to do all this first before we do all the other stuff, and that's okay. In fact, that might not be a bad idea to do all this first. So when you sign up for your channel and you get your channel, you're automatically given the right to upload videos, create a playlist, add collaborations with collaborators to playlist, and even add videos to existing playlist. And you don't have any community strikes because you haven't started yet, right? But these are other ones that you want to do. So if you want access to change your thumbnail, to live stream, to appeal content ideas, which is huge, and let's say you post longer videos, then you need to do this. It's very simple. You just want to verify your phone number and you can get a call or a text. It'll come from Google, and when you do, then you're good to go. Now, there's one more thing that we ought to talk about, and it's this third one, advanced features. There's a lot of things here you can look at, but basically you have this one when you sign up. You have to get this one before you can get this one. This is really about doing more things daily, and external links and video descriptions. You probably want to do this, so just go ahead and access features. And if you notice there, whichever one you use, it's just going to take a little bit of time to do. So just keep that in mind. So I'm back in settings, and now I'm on the upload defaults section, and this will save you a ton of time. So every time you upload a video, you give it a title. Now, I don't put anything here because I'm always going to add the title. And if you don't put anything here when you upload a video, it will automatically carry the name or put the name of the file here. Description. So just imagine you wanted a bunch of information here every time, like, hey, thanks for watching and subscribe to the channel, and here's the gear I use, and if you want to book a coaching session. If you put all of this here, Whenever you upload a video, it's automatically there, and this will save you a ton of time. This is where you choose the visibility for your video. I always recommend at least unlisted or public or private when you upload it, because if you leave it public, the minute you hit save and upload, it's public. Private, only you can see the private one. There's a way to do a password. It's just it's a pain. Unlisted, only people with the link can see this. And then public, anyone can. So I always recommend unlisted. Tags, it's really up to you. YouTube isn't putting that much emphasis on tags anymore, so you can put your name there. It really doesn't matter. Advanced settings. So this is something you can do that you can just allow YouTube to do it, and they can add automatic chapters to your video if they want to, or you can do it yourself. I usually just leave this checked. Sometimes I add it manually, sometimes I don't. I wouldn't bother with any of this except that your category, I usually choose education. I haven't found that any of this matters yet, so I wouldn't stress too much about that. And you have to make this decision. Like, my content has never aired on television in the US, so I leave that there. This is really, really important. Comments. You can choose to allow all comments, and these are actually on your videos. You can choose to allow all comments, hold potentially inappropriate comments, which is what I would recommend, and I would also click increase strictness. Hold all comments or disable. Now, keep in mind, if you're a channel made for kids, you don't have this option. It's going to be disabled. I think this is a huge risk. I would recommend this right here. And if you remember when we looked under comments and it said held for review, if somebody comments and YouTube thinks that for any reason that that's not good, they will put it under there. So by clicking this, this is huge because there are spammers and bots on YouTube. So I would choose that. And show how many viewers like the video. That's totally up to you. And when you're done, you hit save. Now, I haven't finished anything, so we're not going to hit save. If you back out now, nothing will be saved. Permissions, this is where you can add people to help manage the channel, be a part of the channel. This is also another advantage to being a brand account, business account. So that's, again, totally up to you if you want to invite more people. Community, you can add moderators, approved users, hidden users. Like, I have a bunch of users here that just they're spammers, or for whatever reason that they will never ever appear on my channel. And blocked words, you can add a lot of blocked words. I do. It's always a little uneasy when you have to type these words out, but it helps YouTube block those words from comments. And a lot of this is what this is applying to. Block links, I would absolutely 100% leave this clicked and leave this on. Because if somebody drops a link, puts a link in one of your comments, and it goes to a bad site or something like that, you are responsible for that. So I would leave that there. And then on defaults, again, this is what will always happen every time you upload. You have the opportunity to change it, but it just shows you what it is. And then eventually, creator demographics, there's a survey here if you want to take it. And agreements, you won't have any right now, but as you get into the partner program and stuff, those things show up here. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to upload a video. Now, you can upload multiple videos at a time, but let's just assume this is your very first one. Something I want to show you, though, first, it goes all the way back to upload defaults. Now, I've gone on and put some things in here just to show you how much time this is going to save you. But when you upload and you have anything in the defaults here, when you upload, all of this information will automatically be in the description of the video. Now, if you notice here, I typed in my website link because until you have that third part verified on your channel, it will not allow links here. Otherwise, you could just have a link right there. So we're going to close that. You can do upload video here or create. It turns out the same. I'll just do this. And I'm going to drag it over. And it all depends on how big your file is, your internet connection, on how long it will take to upload. This sample video I did is very small. Now, if you remember, I said whatever you call the file name. So if you notice, I just called it my first ever video That's the automatic title here, but we can call it anything else at any time. We don't have to do this. Here's the description. Remember, I just showed you. All of a sudden, that's there. It's kind of processing right now, so you want to scroll down. Playlist, this is where you can create playlists if you want. We don't have any right now. This is the things I showed you earlier about, yes, this again from what we set in the settings. Paid promotion, if you have anything paid in there, you must disclose it. Automatic chapters, places. I turn this off. From what I understand, they're experimenting with restaurants. You can add tags if you want. And again, these are things that we set up earlier. Allow embedding, that's up to you. I would leave this right here because as you get subscribers, they get notified. Allow people to sample, that's your decision. Remember where we did all that earlier. So I'm done. I want to hit next. Add subtitles, in screen. We can do all that later. And copyright, nothing found. Now I have a monetization step there you won't have yet. And visibility. Now, again, this is what we chose. We can change it here. You can schedule it. I'm not going to do anything right now. I'm going to hit save. And it's there. Okay, so we've uploaded our first video. This is where you find it, content. Now, as you upload more videos, they'll keep populating here. We'll always put the most recent upload here. Now, a couple of things. Visibility, remember we chose unlisted. You can always change that here. There's no restrictions. It shows you the date you uploaded it. Now, the date will change on what YouTube considers published on the date you make it public. So I may upload something on this date and then not make it public for a year, and that's what YouTube considers the public view. That's when the analytics kick in. When you get views and content, you can see it here in your ratio of likes and dislikes. So this is where we want to go in and tweak some things. So if you notice, right there's the title that it automatically pulled in from this one. So now let's say we want to change this to Hello YouTube. This is the description. You can always add to it. So what if I wanted to say, now keep in mind, this is what pulls in, including my misspelling. This is what pulled in the default, but I can say, in this video, I say, hey to the world. I mean, whatever you want to say. I think it is somewhat important to put here a little bit about what your video is about. These are the frames that it pulls in. These are automatic. You cannot choose these, but you can upload a custom thumbnail. So I created a thumbnail. Here we go. This is the thumbnail I created in Canva, and when I hit save, you'll see it in just a minute. Okay, something else that has changed since I did that course has to do with your thumbnail. So let me kind of run through that right here. When you click on it, this is a video I've already uploaded, you have reselect. Now, these are the frames that YouTube will automatically pull. They're from random from your video. I've never been able to figure it out. If you don't want to do a thumbnail, you can use one of those. You might want to do a thumbnail, but you have that option, so that's what it looks like now. The other option is upload a file. So if you've got your thumbnail, like I show you in this video, you'll see that remains the same. And then you have test and compare. And what happens is when you do test and compare, this is really cool. You can upload up to 3 thumbnails. And that's what I've been doing some. And I just changed slight things. You can do it however you want. But you would upload the thumbnails here. You can do 2, you can do 3. And then when you're ready, you hit done. And then what happens is YouTube will automatically test those thumbnails. And they're looking for the thumbnail for your video that gets the most views. And then after a certain amount of time, they're going to say, this is the thumbnail we think you ought to go with. You can override it. Personally, I'm going to go with what they say. If you have playlists, this is where you can actually add playlist here. And again, you get into the kids and stuff like that. This is all defaulted. So I'm going to go ahead for now and just put save. And if you notice, it saved the thumbnail. Now, eventually you'll get analytics for the video. There's nothing here because we haven't really published it yet. You can go in here and see comments. If there's any held for review, you would find them there. And the subtitles, which YouTube generates, automatically generates subtitles. I would personally just let it go with that. End screen. This is where you can add something to the end of your video. Now, since there's No other videos here. There's nothing really I can add, but you will be limited to you can't do a link until you're in the partner program, but you could add another video here, a playlist, subscribe. Just know you have those options. So really, we're done at this point. So you've just uploaded your video and you've added a custom thumbnail. So if we back out, notice it's right there. It's saying that there's no videos, but there is a video because remember, it's set to unlisted. So if you wanted to go back to your YouTube studio, you go right back up here, you hit YouTube studio, it'll go back. Remember, it always defaults to here. There's your content. If I change this, well, I tell you what, let me go back in to show you something. You actually can schedule it. So I could schedule it for, I forgot how long YouTube allows you to do it, but if you do that, you can pick the date, the time, you can set it as a premiere. I usually don't do premieres, but let's just go ahead and make it public for right now. We're going to do that. Remember to hit save. And we're going to go back to our channel. And there's our video right there under uploads. I don't have any playlists now, but this is where they would show up. If you subscribe to other channels or feature them, you can put it there. So congratulations, you've got a YouTube channel with a brand new video and everything. And keep in mind, you can always customize, manage videos. If you hit customization here, customize channel, it will take you back to this layout. All right, I wanted to show you in customization when you get to your branding. So like this was where you want to put a photo of yourself or your business or something like that. Keep in mind, it's going to be very small. I just created this because I thought it was kind of funny. You have a chance to crop it. And right now, anytime I would share my videos or they come up on YouTube, it's always going to have this picture here. I also created a banner image. Now, again, I just did something really simple in Canva. What I like about this is they will show you exactly what it's going to look like. This is the area I would really concentrate on. So, I didn't worry about sizes and everything for this. But if you have your photo and your photo is this big, it's going to get cut off. And I'll show you in a minute what it's going to look like. I'm going to hit done. I'm not going to fool with a watermark. Remember, you always want to hit publish. And it may take a second. And when it does, it's going to tell you go to channel, view channel. It's the same thing. And look at it. There we go. So that's your photo. So whenever only you see this because you're logged in, right? Whenever I share my video on YouTube or it pops up in the feed, it's always going to pop up as Kevin Colby new channel with the dog photo. And there's the cover art. So you notice if I had anything bigger, it would not show up. If we go to the About section, you're going to see what we typed in there. And if I had other links there as well. Okay, I realize that may have been a lot of information, so feel free to like run it back or pause it or whatever you need. I hope it really helps you to just start your YouTube channel and start creating and just sharing your gifts with the World Wide Web. There's links down below to some other things and some other videos. Check those out. Let me hear any questions down in the comments. And again, I so appreciate you being here. Have a great today.